You've been doing New Year's resolutions all wrong, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the right ways to tackle them. I could not believe how much my life shifted when I changed my perspective around New Year's resolutions or goals and how to go about them. And in this video today, I'm going to share with you some of the secrets that have helped me to go after the life of my dreams. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sonia D, and here we believe that it is never too late to start over anytime, anywhere, any place. And hey, that has to do with how you tackle New Year's resolutions, how you go about your goals. If you've been doing them a certain way all your life, it's never too late to redo that, to change and, reshape how you set your goals, how you go after the life that you desire. And I'm going to be here to help you do that. Part of the reason why I started this channel was to be able to share tips and tricks as a certified life coach that I really believe can help others, in the way that I wish someone could have helped me when I was younger. I like to say that I've done the hard work so that you don't have to do as much hard work. And I hope that these tips will be useful for you. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you, fam. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We want to see you here again. All right, into today's video. So I think I've always been generally interested in personal development and growth from a very young age. I remember reading books like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People at about 12, 13 years of age. And I think this habit came really from my father. We had a library at home. He had lots and lots of books. He loved to read, and he really passed on this love of knowledge, of reading to myself and my siblings. So from a young age, I was reading, and I was into the personal development books. And I think it's because my father was into that sort of genre. So yeah, having been someone who was interested in bettering herself, I inevitably came across the concept of New Year's resolutions, setting goals for the year. And much like most people, I bought into the hype of doing listing like 10 things that I want to do this year, things that sounded really good, get healthy, check. Whether that looked like going to the gym, go running, stop eating sugar, or eat healthier, or I don't know, get better grades at school. It made you feel good to be tackling something, whether or not it was specific, didn't really matter. It was the new year, new leaf that you were turning over, and it just felt right. And the marketing around this time of year is new you, do something to change your life, and one of those things is create these lists, right? So I remember doing that, and I remember also feeling like I had to have these goals down before or by the 1st of January each year. And just that stress, I feel like I sometimes just wrote down things for the sake of writing them down because it was the time of year. I didn't really reflect on the year prior, so I was just going in cold. Probably hadn't even done half of the things on my list in the year before, and I was just hoping that by some miracle I'll be able to fulfill this new big set of goals, things that sounded good on paper, things that I should want, but always with this gnawing feeling inside me that I don't know if I want to do this, and so it was a perpetual cycle. I get started, I get motivated first couple of days, maybe first week, because I'm on that high of like I'm doing something with my life, I'm part of the community of other people who are doing something with their lives. And it only lasted so long. And then I was back to beating myself up, or back to my usual routine, whether it was certain unhealthy habits and things like that, and just feeling like I could never change myself. I could never change my circumstances or my life because I just couldn't get to these New Year's resolutions. It was just a bust always. So, as I was older, I would say into my 30s, the 30s are a beautiful time, people. Into my 30s, I started becoming more particular or specific about the information I was consuming. And also, I did my training with getting my certification for coaching and just continuing to read up out of general interest on the topic. And a few things really helped me to shift how I entered a new year and what I sort of chose to focus on or to fulfill within the calendar year. And that's what I'm going to share with you now. Because now I feel really good about my life. I have so much more clarity. I can see, I don't have this weight or this feeling of like, oh my gosh, I have to do these things or I have to become this person. It's not impersonal. It's very personal to me. It feels doable. Yes, it's things that will be a bit challenging and will take me time to get to where I want to be. However, with the way it's set up, I'm able to sort of bite at these things a little bit at a time. You know that saying, if you want to eat a whole elephant, just chew at it one bite at a time. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to be sipping on my cacao during this session. Get your drink. Get yourself a piece of paper and a pen. Take notes, or maybe come back and watch this again. All right. Tip number 1. Release the unnecessary pressure around New Year's goals. Okay? So, like I said, there's this unnecessary pressure to have New Year's resolutions or goals by the 1st of January or maybe 31st of December, the year prior. Everyone's a buzz and it's just, there's a wave. And to be honest, it's a good thing because I believe in energies and we can ride that wave, that energy of motivation. So I'm not taking away from that, but sometimes part of what stops us from fulfilling our goals, our resolutions, is this feeling that I'm too late or I need to figure it all out by the 1st of January. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get to my goals. Seriously, they're your goals. They should be moving according to how you will them. You're the one deciding, firstly, what they are and how you're going to get to them. So remember, you're the one in control. It's not these goals. It's not the date. It's you. So release this pressure, unnecessary pressure to get all these goals, resolutions down by a certain date. And then also release the pressure, unnecessary pressure to get through like 50 goals for the year. I know that's an exaggeration, but even 5 goals personally, I feel is way too much. And I'll explain more what I mean by that as we go. So release that pressure. There's no need to change or achieve so much in your life. That just weighs you down even more. It starts to feel like a competition, not only with other people, but even with yourself. It's like a race or a test of your wills. Can you do all these things? And it weighs on you. It's tiring, where you should be using that energy to propel yourself forward in things that really matter. So release that pressure. And then another unnecessary pressure to let go of is going after goals that sound good or sound right. Whether it's get into your soft life era, it's usually the trending goals or trending resolutions, getting into your feminine energy, things like that. They sound good because you keep hearing them over and over again. They're all over your social media. And so you feel this pressure that, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't get left behind. I should get into this. I should try and achieve this in my life. No, you alone need to sit with yourself, and I'll expand on this just now and focus on the goals that truly matter to you. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, I would say select one, at max 2 areas of your life that you feel you need to shift. Okay? Again, this speaks to letting go of these endless lists or resolutions. There's no need for 10 goals, 5 goals, whatever. Let that go. Focus instead on an area that you need to shift. And how you will know what that area is ask yourself, take a moment and reflect. What is an area in your life that either you've been complaining about endlessly to other people, maybe even to yourself? You just have this negativity around you. It just weighs you down. And it's constantly on your mind, whether subconsciously or subconsciously on your mind, sorry. So just think about that. Like, what is this, an area in my life that seems to really bother me? That's a good sign of what could be a resolution or a New Year's goal. Also think about the parts of your life that if you were to be granted a wish and you went to sleep tonight, and when you woke up tomorrow, this part of your life would be resolved. What is the first thing that comes up for you? Is it your health? Is it your money? Is it your career? Is it your relationships? Is it your spirituality? Relationship with yourself? What is it? Just get quiet. It's really important to be able to spend time on your own to do this. Give yourself some good time with a journal. I believe in journaling. Maybe you want to type it out, record it on the phone, whatever works best for you. But the point is, get quiet and ask yourself, what is an area that if I was granted a magic wish, if it changed, I would be so happy. It would really move the needle in my life. And that's probably the aspect of your life that you should focus on for the year. And that's your resolution. Your New Year's resolution is that one aspect. So, for instance, I will tell you my resolution for last year was my environment, changing my living environment. So where I was living, I wanted something different, a different experience. So I wanted to move. I wanted to leave the continent. So that was my goal. That was my focus for 2023. I'm speaking about 2023. And for you, it could be that, or it could be that you want to level up in your career and do something that you're really passionate about. Just think about what that looks like for you. Another reason it's important to select at least one goal, 2 goals maybe, is it allows your brain to focus. When we have too many things that we have to achieve, it can become more confusing, more taxing for your mind to really figure out what's important. So it's always better to have a limited amount. I love Robin Sharma, and I remember listening to one of his podcasts a few years ago, and he said the most successful people in life, whether it's companies that they run or athletes or business people, they tend to have only 3 at maximum things that they are going to achieve in a year. 3 at most, usually less. And it's because it allows you to drill deeper, to make more concise and clear plans, and that's what we'll go into. So just remember that. You don't need millions of goals. Select 1 or 2 areas you want to change. Tip number 3. Once you've gotten clearer about what area it is you want to shift or change for yourself for the year, for 2025, then just allow yourself to select a word to guide you in the year, okay? So it'll be a word that will propel you forward in this area. So for example, if let's say you wanted to shift or to change your money in your life, change your money spending habits, be able to have a healthier relationship with money or create more money or opportunities for yourself in this area, you could choose the word wealth or abundance. Just feel into it. Sit with yourself again, like I said, get quiet. If you can, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just really listen into your body and try and figure out what word really speaks to this shift that you're trying to make in your life. Just that one word will help you as you go through the year, because sometimes you don't have the time to think about 20 resolutions or goals. You're not going to remember what you wrote. However, you can remember one word. You can remember your North Star, your guiding light. That is that word. So that when you face situations, you're about to spend your money, I don't know, on a frivolous outfit, you remember wealth, abundance. And, right now, maybe that's not creating abundance or wealth. So you choose to not spend that money on that thing, or to spend it on something else that will allow you to create that. Or, when you're starting to feel a bit negative around money or feel like it's never going to change, you remind yourself wealth, abundance. And something that's really helpful is writing out a definition for that word that is unique and specific to you, because that will help you to remember your why around your resolutions. So get a word that speaks to that one or two aspects of your life that you're looking to shift in 2025, and write it down nice and bold in a journal. Okay. Tip number 4. Once you have your word of the year, which is guided by the one or two aspects you want to shift in your life, or the resolutions you want to fulfill, the one or two resolutions you want to fulfill, you now allow yourself to hone in on the next 3 months. Okay, so focus on the next quarter. I feel like the mistake I used to make, and that many people make, is you're looking at the next 12 months and you're thinking to yourself, by the end of 12 months, I need to have lost 5 kilograms. I need to have made $100,000 or whatever, rands, whatever currency you use. I need to have met the love of my life, right? And again, your brain has too much scope to work with. It's too broad. It's vague. So for it to really latch onto ideas, concepts, things that are going to help you move forward on your journey to achieving those things, it starts to feel overwhelmed. It starts to feel a bit helpless, and it can't decide how to move forward. So you inevitably give up, or you slow down on fulfilling this goal. So what helps is, taking a step back and getting even more specific with a shorter time frame. So your long-term goal could be a year to shift this aspect. Now sit with yourself and say to yourself, in the next 3 months, what do I need to change or to do in order to be a step closer to being this person that I envision for myself for this year, to fulfilling that one or two, that one goal or two goals for 2025, right? So you just think to yourself for maybe January, February, March. So again, let's go back. For me, 2023, my aspect that I wanted to shift was my environment, where I lived. And so, for example, let's say for the next 3 months, I said, okay, let me research places that I can travel to, relocate to, what I need. So that one goal, places that I can relocate to and what is needed for someone from my nationality. Number 2, opportunities available to me in these places, job opportunities or study opportunities. Number 3, the finances that will be needed. So those were my 3 goals, supposedly, let's just say, right? So I'm focusing on researching these things over the next 3 months, or, maybe it's researching these things, and another goal is speaking to people that are in that place and finding out more information from them, and then maybe applying, right? So researching, speaking to people, applying. So those would be my 3 goals for the next 3 months. And that really helps your mind to say, okay, this goal, it's a bit big, but, I can research. That's simple enough. I understand what that looks like, what that means. And then you'll bring it back. So you'll say for January, what's my focus? and you focus on that, whether your focus for January will just be the researching or speaking to people. And this is something that I go into with my coaching clients. I don't have the time to fully unpack that, but basically with your goals and your resolutions, what helps is to keep bringing it forward. So bring it as close to the present moment as possible, and that really helps you to tackle your goals and to fulfill them. That's the difference between people who achieve their resolutions and those who have the intention of achieving but never quite get there. So yeah, that's an important one. And tip number 5 is, when all of that is said and done, you have your 1 or 2 aspects of your life that you're shifting. You've decided for 2025, and you have chosen a word that will guide you, that'll be your North Star. You've written it in your journal nice and clear, and you have your 3 main goals for the next quarter. You've written these down. They're specific, they're measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, 3 months, right? Once you have all of these, now to seal the deal, write yourself a promise letter. You know, I think it's easier for us to keep promises sometimes to other people and other institutions, organizations, like your workplace, your church, than it is to keep promises to ourselves. And I love this ritual of writing myself this letter that states what I'm looking forward to achieving with myself or for myself, how I'm looking forward to supporting myself on this journey, and what I'm dreaming of. You know, this is where you can allow yourself to get lost in the vision, you know, for the next year. Imagine where you will be in 12 months and write that to yourself. Promise to yourself how you're going to get there, where you're going, how you're going to feel about it, so that you're connecting the emotion to the action. That's really what will propel you forward. Sometimes I feel like we're either too focused on the emotion, you're dreaming, you're wishing, you're visualizing, you know, manifestation techniques, and, you know, I'm not knocking those. I think those are important. They've helped me as well. But sometimes you can rely too much on that, you know, how I want to feel, meditating, visioning, vision boards, things like that, and just hope it just magically comes to pass. The feelings are good, but they need to be matched with an action. And sometimes you may be too focused on the actions. That's where this thing of writing lists and 10 resolutions for the year comes in, because it can end up paralyzing you because it's just overwhelming. It's too much. It feels unattainable. So the sweet spot is being able to marry that emotion, the feel goods, with the actions. Then you're moving forward. You know, it's like they drive each other. You do some action, you remember how it should feel. That pushes another action, which then pushes how you're feeling, you know, so it keeps building on each other. So just be sure to write that letter to yourself. That emotional aspect will marry with the actions. And that's it, guys. Those are my tips. These are the things that I have tried and tested for a couple of years now, and they've worked wonders for me and for clients that I work with in my coaching practice as well. And I would love it if you guys were to try this. It's never too late. You know, I'm recording this on the 15th of January. I don't know when you'll watch this. Even if you watch this in August, that could be your new year. Some people's new year is their birthday. There's really no time limit as to when you can set these resolutions. Just get started and try something different. You know, they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Really expect a different result by trying something different. Let me know if you're going to give this a go. Drop me a comment below or DM me on Instagram or write to me on TikTok. And yeah, let me know if you're going to try it. If this is a couple of months later and you've tried it, come back, report back, tell me how it went, what worked, what didn't. And if you have any questions around what I've shared, please feel free to drop them as well. If there's certain aspects you want me to build on or expand on or speak about more, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, guys, always a pleasure being here with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for riding with me. I am so grateful for all the wonderful comments on my last video. I'm also really glad to be back. And yeah, I look forward to creating more content for you guys and with you guys. I feel like we're in this together. So yeah, have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are. And remember, life is beautiful and you have time. Until next time.